Hello guys, John with you again, back at the bench, and another update on the heffalump, the elephant from ITALERI. Okay, yesterday, no, well, the last one, shall we say? We won't say yesterday, even though it was yesterday. But in the last update, I covered the texturing method. Right now, that's nice and dry. Okay, and as you can see, I'm after doing everywhere. Right, on the turret section, right? You call it the turret section because it's not really a turret, but it's this thing here, okay, that holds the gun, right? So that's done. And as I said, next one we get on to the tracks, okay? So these are the tracks that came with this kit, okay? There's two sets of these, and these two go together to make one track. Okay, so what do we need for this, right? Of course we need our rubber tracks. Now a lot of people hate the rubber tracks. I don't actually hate them. They wouldn't be my preferred ones. Okay, I find absolutely nothing wrong with them. For a finish, there's a lot of rubber tracks out there, rubber band tracks. There are lots of rubber band tracks out there that once they're painted and everything else, they look just as good as, say, individual length tracks or Lincoln length tracks. Okay, it's down to how much work you really want to do, and I do like indie link tracks. That's the individual link tracks. I love it because it just prolongs the build. It gives you something extra to do, and it's all kind of it's all down to passing time, and the longer you can drag out of a kit, the better, isn't it? Saves money in the long run. Saves you having to go off and buy another one as soon as you finish, say, one. So if it's got a quick build, say like this, where there's not very many parts on it, it's got the rubber band tracks. You have it built in. A couple of hours. I'm dragging this one out, getting a couple of days out of it. But then again, I only do 2 hours of an evening. And then when I got to do filming and all that cuts into that time, and sort of, setting it all up and all that kind of thing. That it all takes time rather than just say sitting down and getting sort of stuck into it straight away. So what do we need anyway? Right, we need our rubber band tracks. We need sprue cutters or wire cutters, whichever the case may be. We will need a tea light, okay, or some form of candle, or I've even in the past, look, see, it is lighting and all. Weirdly, you can't see the flame. Great flipping camera that I have, but believe me, it is lighting. If you don't necessarily need a tea light, anything will do. Even if all you've got is, say, a cigarette lighter, you can do just the same as a cigarette lighter. It's just easier with a bit of a candle or some form of heat source. I've even used a Zippo, which I find quite handy, but it's a waste of fucking petrol. And you need a screwdriver. Okay, a small flathead screwdriver. And as you can see from this one, this has been used many a time for this. Okay, so let's get stuck in. Let's get them made up. Right. So we got to free them from the rubber sprue, and again, same method as cutting parts off the sprue. Go right up to the edge with your sprue cutters. Okay. And snip away. Discard. Chuck it in the bin, or chuck it on the floor, and if the wife will pick it up, then give out to you for chucking it on the floor. Then it's handy just to give them an old look over, make sure you haven't got any sort of extra little bits of plastic sticking out. Now's the best time to remove them. Okay, so they seem okay. I'm quite happy with those. So if we take a close look at these, right, on this section up here, right, if you look closely, Boom, 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 boom. There are 4 holes. See them? Right up there, just under the thing. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Right? There's our 4 holes. On the other side of it then, we've got 4 little knobs. Right? K knobs. Right? See them? 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? We've got the same kind of thing corresponding on our second piece of track. And it's as simple as that. Pop the knobs into the holes. Put the male to the female. And that is. Right? And they stick up then. See it? Get it nice and close. Okay. They protrude through the holes. Then lay everything down on a nice flat surface. Okay. Make sure that your holes are pushed through the whole way. If you're having problems pushing them through, as in, you know, the hole mightn't be that quite perfect enough or whatever, use your tweezers and just widen the hole. Don't heat the tweezers, because you want it sort of, once you pop the piece through it, you want to kind of it to kind of close back up again, right? Another handy thing with the old tweezers is once you have them in place, just an extra little, to be sure, just give them a little push down, right? Then heat the tip of your screwdriver. It's quite simple. Now, don't actually put it into the flame, just hold it above the flame. That's actually the hottest part. Believe it or not, a centimetre or 2 above the flame is actually hotter than in the flame. Okay. Now, you don't want that to be glowing red. That is far too much, and you'll end up burning through the tracks quite fast. Right? So get it hot. And down then onto the track. You see the way I did it? Whereas I kind of I rubbed it around rather than just sort of pushing it down straight. Okay, so if I can see, can I get that camera just in a little bit closer? Okay, for that. Right, we get our light on it there. Right, now here's our protrusion. Right there. So heat up my screwdriver. I'm heating the screwdriver now, so don't think you're just looking at an empty thing just for the crack of it. Right, so screwdriver ready, and then don't try not to look into the flame, because I just looked into the flame and it kind of blinds you a bit. You can't exactly see where you're going. Right, so again, push down and move it around. Right, now that's actually after cooling down a bit. So heat it up again. It's better to have it too cool and do it 2 or 3 times than make the mistake and having it too hot and burning right through. You do not want that to happen. Right, okay, and flatten it down. No, it is actually quite hard to see it with these tracks, especially because the tracks are silver rather than sort of the black normal ones. But there's the first one, there's the second one. Okay. Heating up my screwdriver again. There's number 3, and finally number 4. Okay, So there's the first part of that done, as in I've got those two tracks joined, and that is actually quite permanent. Okay, so now you're going to join them together. So this would be, say, the normal in what you're doing, because you wouldn't normally have two sets to put together. It's just with this kit because the tracks are extra long. So we're back to repeating our sort of first step there, where we stick the two pieces in, right? Again with the tweezers, just go over each one just to make sure it's fully down, right? Heat up the screwdriver. Number one. Two. Three. And finally number 4. And once these are sort of, once I've got number 4 done, I will show you why we didn't glue in place one of the drive sprocket. Now this is a sort of a drive sprocket and a toothed idler wheel. So this is kind of this type of vehicle is pretty unusual. It's not the only one. There have been a few that have say that kind of configuration, right? So there we go. Our tracks are now joined up, right? So let's bring the camera back again, right, to where we were. Blow out my candle. Okay, so we can take that one out. Right, so fit your track in around, get it pushed into place, make sure it's in there, fit it in around the teeth of in this case it's the idler. Normally we wouldn't have that problem because we wouldn't have teeth in the idler. Okay, with this one then, right, what you do is get it centralized, get the teeth through the holes. Okay, there we have it. Right, now all in place. Roll it up. I say roll it, you know, use the action. Right, get it in just a little bit. Make sure you have your teeth in the wheels properly. And there we go. Okay, pop, pop, pop. Push down on these then to get them into there. And there we go. Bob is our uncle. And there's our rubber tracks on. Now, when it actually goes to the final fit of our tracks, this is just what we call a test fit, because we're not actually gluing them in place. And we will be gluing them in place because we want to get that sag. Okay, now the sag is already there, but just wanted that a little bit better because the weight of this in reality, you know, these are big heavy metal tracks, they'll kind of drop down onto those. Okay, Now, when you're using, say, the individual link tracks, you've got it all set that it's you know, you got your slow setting glue and all that. You're getting them nice into place. Then you're pushing it down, you're holding it down with that, and they, when they dry, then they dry in that shape. Okay, but in this case with the rubber tracks, we don't have that shape. So what are we going to do? Okay, I'll show you when I'm actually doing it, but I'll just sort of let you know what I'm doing anyway. Okay, and how I do it. I tend to use these things here. Okay, I use these because out of pure convenience, no other reason. Okay, now you can't see them. All right. Ta-da! I use those things there. Right, I'll just take the light, a bit too much light at times. There we go. What they are is they are cigarette filters. Okay, you can buy a box of them for pence. Okay, they're not expensive at all. Right, now I have them because I'm being one of those nasty people that smoke cigarettes. Okay, so what you do is, well, when everything is done and I'm ready to actually fit the tracks, I will put super glue along the top of the wheels. Okay, I will also put super glue on the bottoms of the wheels. Okay, then I will get one of these little objects and push them into place like that. Second one there. And literally one over each wheel. Okay, like that. Ooh. A little bit harder on this one because there's a kind of a bump stop there, whatever they call it, just to kind of push the wheels down, push the track down. Well, there you go. And remember, your super glue is on, and you leave that then sitting like that overnight. And when you come back in the morning with your tweezers, pull them out. Pop and pop, and your tracks then are nicely in place, glued down, and you've got that lovely sag that people say you can't get with rubber band tracks. And there you go. You've got your sag with the rubber band tracks. Remember that's going to be down like that. Okay, so you can get a nice sag with rubber band tracks, and they look just as good as, be it link and length or individual links. Okay, so just a handy little tip. Now, you don't have to use those. You can use sort of a bit of tissue paper rolled up, you know, a bit of kitchen roll actually, rather than say poo wiping paper. Poo wiping paper tends to be that little bit softer, so it can be kind on your tushy. But kitchen roll is much handier for that. Basically sort of fold it up, cut off little bits and pieces of it, and wedge it in. I find it's just a bit too much hassle. Here's your, with the cigarette thingamajiggies, they're already cut to size for you, and like I said, I mean, a box of them. If you don't smoke, go off and buy yourself a box of them, and stick them in as part of your little set of tools, and you'll probably never have to buy another one packet of them again. And there you go. Okay, so rubber band tracks, quite simple, quite easy, and just as good. And you can, you know, you can get a nice effect with them. So I'm going to leave it at that, lads. Just a quick update on the rubber band tracks. I'm going to carry on now. I'm going to add on more bits and pieces onto this, just a couple more bits on the turret. It does come with these tow ropes here to be added to the side of that, but I'm going to wait until it's painted, so I'll be painting them separately. I'll see you on the next one. Okay, so I just have a couple more bits and pieces to add to this, and then we'll be into the painting. Yes, into the painting stage. So anyway, lads, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and when you subscribe, hit the bell, and by hitting the bell then you'll be notified straight away as soon as I have another video to upload, or as soon as I've uploaded another video, should I say. And don't forget, you can stick any comments you'd like in the box below. You can ask me any questions, or insult me if that's what you want to do. Walk away. I'll just insult you back. Simple as that. And have a nice weekend and day, and whenever it is you're watching this, just enjoy yourself, okay? Enjoy your modelling. It's a great hobby. Don't spend too much time in any one day doing it. You know, do it when you have a bit of free time, and relax and enjoy it. I'll see you on the next one. Take care, and see you soon.